Hi, Sagittarius. This is going to be your reading for the month of October 2024. I hope everyone is doing well, and I hope that in today's reading you find some sort of perspective or insight, validation, clarity, even direction. So you have two cards here. The first one is the card of the King, and then you also have the card of the Rose. So a little bit different archetypes, right? The King and the Rose. You have one archetype that is more masculine, whether you are female or male, right? But the masculine side is coming through really strongly, of course, with the King, and then the Rose, the feminine side. So there may be situations this month that are calling for both sides of you to show up in some way. And of course, balance is key, right? Regardless, no matter what part or what time of life you're in, we always want to make sure that we are balanced and have an equal amount of both sides, the feminine and the masculine. But we can start off with the King here. So the way this card is showing up, I heard go big or go home. I also thought don't settle. And I also thought about just you having a lot to think about and manage in the month of October. There's so many different variables that are going into whatever it is that you're building, whatever it is that you are ruling here as the AKA King archetype. But you are definitely in control and you are trying to keep everything balanced and streamlined. Putting things in their place, people in their place, giving enough attention to the things that are of priority. Maybe you're delegating some other things as well to the people that you trust. But it's just something to think about, like the don't settle part of it is coming through just because you have the stamp, which is a bigger circle, and then you have this little golden marble here. And you may think about, I'm getting like easy way, right? Like what is easiest or less effort to get the most results in a sense. And I just think that it's important that you do go all in here with the bigger stamp. Now, it's like I can do all of this, right? And maybe shoot for higher or shoot for more, or I can do this amount and get a good result. But I don't know, I feel like, yes, you would be satisfied with that good result, but something here is telling me that you can have more if you shoot for more, or if you want more, if you do more, okay? So don't settle is coming through really strongly here. And I think that if you are if I'm picking up on somebody here who is trying to maintain control, so therefore is, what is this? Like giving their energy and effort to different things, because you have so much to think about and so much to do, you're giving a little bit of yourself to a lot of things, if that makes sense, instead of giving a lot of yourself to a small amount of things. So prioritizing is essentially what I'm trying to say here. Prioritizing and, doing the most with the things that you are in control of, and then letting those results trickle into all of the other stuff, right? Like it does also feel with the things that you might put as a priority, if you get those done and you're effective and efficient with that, then everything else will get fixed, or everything else will fall into place as well. And then eventually you'll create this more streamlined entity of a business or realm, empire, whatever it is that you are in control of. Now, it doesn't have to be business. It doesn't have to be job. It could be your home. It could be a project. It could be family dynamics. So yeah, just think of it however it relates to you, of course, but it just feels like there is a lot that you have to think about, a lot that you're in control of, and there is a temptation to go the easy way, okay? But I have to say this as well, because as I am speaking, this little thing, whether it is the easy way or not, it's still gold to me, right? Like, so to me, because it's still gold, it's telling me that there is still value in this. So maybe for some of you, don't discount the small things or the little details, right? Your success can be in these small things. There could be a treasure, a good result, the answer to a problem, or a surprise or something like that that you didn't see coming in the details or in the small stuff, right? There's something that's super valuable in something small here. So something to think about. I don't know how this relates to you again, like I said. So as you are managing your empire here, whatever it is that you're creating, that you have rulership over, look into the details, look into the fine print, and don't discredit those little things. The small stuff, it's what is going to create the big stuff and eventually. All right. And the other thing I'm getting is that there's something at your fingertips here. So, I mean, that's obvious, right, with the way the card's depicted, but there is something at your fingertips. It's like you have something in the bag here. You're holding on to it. You have it. And it's going to alchemize itself into gold. It's going to alchemize itself into something, and it's right at your fingertips. So if you're not careful, you may drop this little thing, this little ball may roll off your fingertips, or you can bring it in, all right, and attract it and get the results that you want. So you want to be careful with that as well. Stay in the light, all right? Stay high vibe. Be careful with coming down to the dark. The success and the results are up in the light. And that's taking me into the rose here. So the rose, it's angelic, it's pure, it's beauty, it's love, right? Like more than anything, the rose signifies love and the wisdom that comes with love, okay? The maturity of love, right? Especially when the rose is at its full bloom. There's a perception upon first meeting a rose or coming across a rose or seeing a rose and wanting to touch the rose, right? That you can have the rose, but not without a cost, because the rose comes with thorns, right? So the rose can be good to look at. The rose signifies love. But if you misuse the rose, or if you're not careful with the rose, then you can get hurt. The rose will get you. The rose will prick you, right? So there's something within those concepts as well that are coming up this month of approaching love, approaching beauty, approaching the things that you are ruling, that because the king essentially is protecting and taking care of its kingdom. So you may be protecting and taking care of whatever the rose signifies to you. And this is just saying, don't forget that this thing here needs to be handled with care. Because if it's not handled with care, it can draw blood with its thorns, right? There's also this thing of like the how can I say, the high and the low vibe, basically, right? Because the highest vibe of the rose is this beautiful, loving, angelic essence. And then the low vibe of the rose is this crazy rose bush, right? That is full of thorns and it's growing uncontrollably or something like that. And you're trying to cut out the roses, or I don't know, whatever. But there's a lot of mess that can go into that. And so again, handle this thing with care, handle this thing with acknowledgement, and, appreciate what you have here. And this could be parts of you as well. I'm not saying that this is another person. It could be your actual business or the thing that you are creating, right? Like it can grow into something beautiful and with love, tenderness, and care, grow into it, and you can magnify this single rose into a rose bush or something like that. But if you don't acknowledge what it is and misuse it or not care for it correctly, then you can get hurt, right? Or it can hurt in some way. So I don't know what this means to you, but there is beauty here. There is love here coming through in October. And whatever the king is doing, the king is definitely doing it for love. Whether you're male or female, if you're a female, maybe you are closely associated with a king archetype if you are not the king yourself. So just something to think about. I don't know how it relates to you. Everybody is different. All right, so let's go into your tarot. And let's get some cards for what your personal energy is for the month of October. And I know I'm a little late. I am so sorry. Today is the 10th, I believe. I'm recording on the 10th. So some of this energy may be playing out the beginning of November as well. All right. Let's see how these cards are going to play out in the tarot. What is it for Sagittarius for the month of October 2024? Oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. So you have the Wheel of Fortune. And you have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, there is a lot. Okay, we've established that. We've established that there's a lot going on. I mean, it's not easy being a ruler of a kingdom, you know. It's not easy either if you're in the building phase of your empire or you're in the maintenance phase of your empire, like keeping it going, keeping it running. Either way, it's a lot of work and it's a lot to do. And the rose is here just saying to remember why you're doing it. Remember what it's going to represent to you, to handle this with love, care, nurture. But yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, I mean, luck is on your side. This is, you are in your element, okay? There is a lot of right place, right time happening here. If you get through some obstacles, so you can be successful, you have what it takes, the universe is on your side, you have all of the tools, the resources, you also have the wit, the charm, the willingness, I'm getting the enthusiasm, the playfulness, you know, there's a lot of like fun to be had here. And this feeling of like, oh, it's like, how can I say, like, I can just look into and work on the things I love here. And know that I am being taken care of, know that the universe has my back here, right? And the wheel is always going to keep turning, you know? So this person, like how she's making me feel is just, she's very playful and she is optimistic. And of course, the Wheel of Fortune, it's associated with Jupiter, which Jupiter is your ruling sign. So if it seems like this is a basic interpretation, it's just because this is you by nature, right? This is the type of energy or person that you are, or you strive to be, or, you know, just comes out this optimistic, like everything is okay, playful, you know, type of energy. There's a lot of learning and information coming in and out as well. There is you dipping your hands into different topics, into different concepts even, and just providing good news. I'm hearing good news. So I don't know, you may be the person giving good news. You may be getting good news, vice versa. The Wheel of Fortune here works in both ways. but the universe is giving you bits and pieces of blessings, okay? So don't discount the little wins here. The Wheel of Fortune isn't going to just dump $1 million in your bank account all at once. The Wheel of Fortune turns its wheel. And every time it turns its wheel, there's a blessing, depending on your situation and depending on how you perceive it and use it, of course. So that's why I'm saying that these are like little breadcrumbs to stir you in the directions that you need to go. So don't discount the little things. That's the universe saying, hey, Sagittarius, here's a treat. Come this way, right? You go and you follow that treat, and then you're looking for the next one. Hey, Sagittarius, here's a treat. Come this way. So the universe is guiding you toward the direction that it needs to take you by giving you these little pieces of opportunities and blessings. Does that make sense? 7 of Wands. It's all in your approach. All of this has to do, like, you can make the most out of all of these blessings based off of your belief system and how you manage your kingdom, basically. This is not easy. No one ever said it was going to be easy. You knew it wasn't going to be easy. You know, nothing that is great is ever made in a day, right? Like, things that are valuable, that are worth something, take time. And there is work and sacrifice in order to deserve, right? Like, that's the Saturn part in me. I have a Saturn first house. But that's always been one of my lifetime philosophies because of how my life has shaped out. You know, especially the early parts of my life, I had to work my ass off. And I always thought that in order for me to deserve something, I have to work really hard. I don't think that way now, FYI. I do think that for most things that are worth it, like if you're starting a business, something huge, right? Then yes, absolutely, sacrifice and the hard work so you can create and build something substantial. But eventually, that hard work and that sacrifice weeds itself out when you have the ball rolling, right? So for now, there's a lot that you have to do, pretty much. There's a lot that you have to learn. There's a lot of things that you have to put in place. The 7 of Wands is talking about the obstacles that we are faced with, but it also talks about accomplishment, achievement, and overcoming that. So with the right mindset, the right perspective, that optimism, that winning spirit, staying in the light, staying high vibe, really believing, right? Because Jupiter, you know, I do associate like that strong faith, that strong belief system into your ability and capability to make something happen, comes from that Jupiter quality, right? So, or what Jupiter bestows on the Sagittarius. And you're totally capable of it, you know. I don't think you are fearful at all. You may sometimes want to play, as is your nature, you know, but you know, there's still the stuff that has to get done. And all of this for the sake of streamlining something and putting yourself in a better position, pretty much, you know. So just little tasks and things that you need to take care of throughout the month. All right, let's go into your love and relationship, whether you are single or in a commitment. See what's coming through, what the energy has to show us for October. What is the love and relationship energy for Sagittarius throughout the month of October? Love and relationship. The Hanged Man. So you are seeing something with a different eye, from a different perspective. Maybe the both of you are actively, intentionally trying to work on stepping in one another's shoes, you know, seeing where they're coming from. They're seeing where you're coming from. I'm hearing vantage point, or like the view that you have. There's something about that. It's almost as though, like, how can I say? Like, let's just say the both of you have reached the top of a hill, right? And it's like this, you're saying like, look at this view or whatever, look at this, blah, blah, blah. But your person doesn't see it. And so they have to like get in the right exact place that you're in order to see what you are seeing. Okay, so I don't know what that's about, but that's what it feels like. Putting yourselves in each other's shoes. Yeah, that's truth right there with the Ace of Swords coming through. So you guys may be having these types of conversations in the month of October. In order for you guys to, what is this? Like, understand one another, understand where each other is coming from, how you guys work, what makes you tick, what motivates you, you know, why you say the things you say, why do you do the things you do? It's all for the sake of understanding, I'm getting. Okay. And there's a lot of communication happening here. And by seeing things from each other's perspective, so much truth will come out. Maybe up until now, the both of you have been, how can I say, like there's parts of you that you didn't know about your person and vice versa, or it's been unclear, or you just couldn't understand why they are the way they are, or them, you. And by doing this, like I said, there's going to be a lot of understanding, and you're going to get to know each other more, right? Like there's a bond that can be created, a closer bond that can be created here. I'm also hearing, if you go, I go. If you do, I do. So maybe there's a lot of that happening as well. Like, no, don't leave me here, I'm going with you type of situation. So I don't know what you have you have going on, but let's just say maybe you have to travel for work or something like that. And your person's like, no way, like I am going, right? I'm going with you. There's also, with this truth will also come some hard learning, or like the truth hurts. So there may be a moment this month where, as you guys are seeing one another from each other's vantage point, from each other's viewpoint or perspective, you're also going to see how they perceive you, and they are also going to see how you perceive them. And so there may be some concepts within that is going to hurt, like the true reality, or like, wow, like you actually see me that way, like that's what you think about me, you know. And I would just encourage you to try to stay detached, and with the king can come ego, right? So a different part of the king here, different perspective of seeing this king card, can come with a lot of ego and pride. So if you are allowing yourself to take something personal, it can go wrong. Okay, this whole activity or, you know, situation that you guys have going on, where you're seeing each other from a different perspective, from each other's perspective, it can go completely wrong if the both of you are too prideful and egotistical. Like, you have to kill the ego in order to do this effectively. It's a really good idea. I would encourage most couples to do it. But the results may shock you, and you want to make sure that you are as detached as you can be and seeing things objectively. So that way it's more of, okay, I understand why you see that, and clearing your name or explaining yourself, right, as to what you really mean when you act that way, or what you really mean when you say those things. They may think that you're being, mean or whatever. And I think that you get that, right? Like that is part of your archetype and your personality is your rudeness and your bluntness, right? And you may not think it is rude, because to you it is just direct and it's truth, but other people may see it differently. So other people may think you hate them when in fact you're only giving them constructive criticism, right? So you just want to be aware of, the fact that not everybody thinks like you, and everybody has their own viewpoint or perspective on things. So you may be needing to clear things up and really go into the truth of your intentions with this person, and be careful with going too low, as in your vibe, right? Let's go into your finances and career for the month of October. Two of Pentacles. I mean, for this area of life, finances and career, a Two of Pentacles is really good. So I'm happy to see that for you. This also takes me back to how you are delegating. Oh my God, a King of Pentacles. That's practically the King card. Okay. You are in a really good spot. It's just making sure that you make the right decisions. You weigh your options. What are the pros? What are the cons? The drawbacks, the setbacks. What are the most realistic results for each decision or choice that you're making here? Okay. What is good for the business? What is good for the company, right? Not yourself, but what is going to be good for your employees or your whatever it is, whatever you're working on, family, right? So thinking about these things, I don't know. I always have trouble getting these cards lined up. Anyway, it's just always so crooked to me. Does it matter? Is this what you're doing as well? Being overly critical on something or paying too much attention on things that don't matter when it comes to this empire that you're building? I don't know. But you're in a really good spot. You're definitely in control. Financially, you're doing well. You just have to make the right choices. Okay. You have opportunities here. Opportunities are at your doorstep this month. The Wheel of Fortune is telling me that you're creating these opportunities by streamlining things and making things more effective, more efficient. Two of Pentacles is saying here, you have this, right? Like, yes, this comes with all of this stuff. This other thing comes with these perks. What do you want to do with them? You want them both? You want one, not the other? You want one now, the other one later? Like, where are we going with these opportunities here? And the King of Pentacles knows how to manage his money. He or she knows how to manage their business, their finances. They are exuding money. They are exuding material stability and abundance here. They see opportunity for money and they take it. They know how to handle that. They know how to they have a good eye for opportunity. They have a good eye for something that's going to make them some money. I'm also getting like, whatever you're doing, you're looking for it. Okay. And some opportunities scream out and they're bold and they're in your face, and some are faded out. Some are coming, some are going. As one comes in, another one comes in, and it's just like a constant flow. I'm seeing a constant flow. Your brain is working hard, Sagittarius. Your brain is working hard here. I don't know. I mean, everything looks pretty good to me. You know, the relationship part, like I said, is the only little thing here. But I think if you approach it well and you understand the reasoning behind this process that the two of you are going into, I think you'll have some good results. But other than that, when it comes to your personal energy, your love, and your money, it looks good to me. We'll see what the 9-card spread says, though. Let's get some more details and go deeper into this month's energy. What's coming through for the Sagittarius for the month of October, going into November 2024. Sorry, dog came out here. Okay, so I'm going to take this one. So this is the Hanged Man again. So this is coming through the beginning of October when you're listening to this reading. There just could be a standstill, all right? Just like a moment. And I got this for the Scorpio, which was the reading I did before you. And I think I even got this for the Leo, the one I did before the Scorpio. So something is happening during this time. And I want to say that there are big changes coming up, especially with Jupiter in Gemini. It's about to go retrograde this week. And I'm recording October 10th. So even though you're creating something, you're working on something, whatever, your planet, and it's not just this thing of like, oh, it only affects Sagittarius. Like Jupiter is so huge that it's affecting everyone here in some way, shape, or form. But your planet is literally about to stand still and go retro. Okay. And that's okay. Like this just means a time of reflection, of reassessing your situation, making adjustments, seeing what's working, what's not. So that way, when Jupiter goes direct again, you're ready to, and you're in a pristine spot to take advantage of its energy. So you may feel like things are not moving, and they may not be. All right. This is the time of cleanup. This is a time, like I said, of streamlining things. What else here? The other big important part of this Hanged Man card is that, look, the Wheel of Fortune again. The other part of this Hangman card is that it talks about having faith and trust, okay? Because there's nothing else that you can do right now. Things are put in place the way they are put in place. Things are at a standstill for a reason. There's nothing else that you can do. So release the control a little bit. Maintain the stuff that you can control, no doubt. You're a king. You are literally responsible for something big here. But the movement, the forward movement, right? Maybe the prosperity piece of it, like expansion, bringing in more money, bringing in more clients, more business, whatever the case is sort of at a standstill. Or you creating something and you just feel a little stuck. You feel like you can't make a move here. And that's okay. It's meant to be like that at this time. So have some faith, have some trust. That's all you can do at this point while you are in this standstill phase. The Wheel of Fortune is working its magic here. Okay? It's getting things together in the background, in the ethers. When, as human beings, we are all interconnected. So whatever other individuals you are involved with, whether it's your family members, coworkers, social circles, whatever it is, there are things that are playing out in their lives. This could even be if you're running a business, like prospective clients or partners or things like that. There are things going on. The Wheel of Fortune is making me feel like at this time, while things are standing still for you, it's because other things with the other people and the other parts of this situation have to align as well. So you can be ready to jump in this ever moving wheel here with the Wheel of Fortune. So trust and faith. What else for the Sagittarius? Two of Swords. Yeah, be careful here. Be careful not to let your mind get the best of you. There are decisions that need to be made, but you don't have enough information yet. So don't jump the gun. Okay, have some patience. The right time. The Wheel of Fortune is all about the right time and the right place. If you're not feeling it to be the right time or the right place, then it's not the right time or the right place. All right, so just feel it out, wait it out, use your best judgment, use your intuition, but above all, have some patience. Because the Two of Swords can also signify forcing something. Forcing yourself to make a decision even though you're not ready. Forcing something to happen even though it's not ready. There are things that you can't see yet. You'll know when it's time. In the middle of the month, you have the Fool, the Sun, and the Five of Wands. Blessing upon blessing, but at what cost? There's a new start. There's a fresh start. There's something new coming through. And the Sun is here to bless it. To have the Sun in the middle of your 9-card spread, right under the Wheel of Fortune, right next to the Fool. I mean, this is great energy if you use it properly, if you are aware enough to see it. The Five of Wands, you want to be careful with sabotage. You want to be careful with allowing yourself to take, how can I say, like go low and fight. Okay. I mean, at least it's not the Five of Swords. I could take the Five of Wands over the Five of Swords. But, geez. Five of Wands. I don't know. It just feels like you're going head to head with someone here. And it's just like this, two different people trying to like make magic, or two people coming together to create sparks or something. And it could come in the form of tension, but I don't think it is. Like, it feels like sparks. Not, hold on, let me feel this through. Different people. One is coming from the Sun, one is coming from the Moon. Do you even know that you can create something great with this other person? Or do you think that this other person is a threat? Like, do you know that the both of you have what each other needs? But you're fighting one another? It's like, why are you fighting one another when you are literally what each other needs? And this could be this place of seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from the other person's perspective. Like, one person coming from the Sun is telling the other person, like, you need to see things from the Sun perspective, and the other person is like, okay, I will, but only if you see things from the Moon perspective, right? So I think that it's not as bad because it's coupled with the sun and all of this great energy. So it's, are you present enough? Have you dropped the pride? Have you dropped the ego enough to be able to see this situation with another person as an opportunity, as a blessing, instead of tension and a threat? Okay. Can you work together? It's like two enemies coming together to create something, to, like drop the feud for the sake of something bigger, for the sake of something better. Use each other's magic, use each other's power. I think it's a beautiful thing. The end of the month, you have the Ace of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. First things coming through is your body, your health. All right, there is something there. You want to maybe do some cleansing, maybe stop some habits, overdoing it with the Ten of Swords. It's stopping something, like putting an end to something. So you have the Ace of Swords, which is the beginning, and the Ten of Swords, which is the end. So between the Ace and the 10, it's like one thing goes from one extreme to another. There's no middle ground. So whatever that is, it can come up really quickly, out of nowhere. So, and it's also, this has to do with the mind and the thoughts and your communication. You have the Ace of Swords here as well. So this may also have to do with your person. You have the Queen of Pentacles coming up, male or female. I love that both the Queen and the King of Pentacles are here in your reading. This means that the both of you have the same intention. The both of you have the same value. The both of you have the same idea as to what you want something to be about. There is practicality, value, finances, financial stability, home, family with the Pentacles here, creating something, building something, doing something with your hands, getting into the work. The Queen has the key, and I get it. There's keys all over this, so it's just glaring at me. The Queen here, whoever it is in your dynamic, has the experience and all of the wisdom, has opened doors, has the keys to different types of doors, has different types of knowledge and light bulbs and ideas going off here. You have the eye for the opportunity. They have experience and ideas. Why the Ace to the 10? It's like the King, the Ace, the 10, the Queen. I don't know, but truth will come out. Communication, conversations, intentions here will be clear. There's a phase that the both of you are going through, a phase of some sort that is ending at the end of the month. This could have to do with pentacles, like money. So a phase that you've been in can be ending. It's almost as though it's starting at the beat. I don't know. I'm not saying it's starting now, because this is the end of the month. So these 3 cards signify the end, but it's like something started and it's already ending, or it's coming to fruition. It feels like it's, how can I say? Like at the end of October, it's going to feel like the practical pentacle financial aspects of your relationship, of your life, of your business, whatever it is, all of the pentacle stuff. There's a phase that you've been in, and it's going to come full circle in the end of October. It'll come full circle. There's a phase that's ending. All right. And I want to say it ends as quick as it begins, just because the Ace of Swords is here. But it doesn't feel as though it's what you think it is. Because to me, there's like missing elements that I can't pinpoint, or I can't see, I can't feel. So I know what it's like to listen to readings and think to myself like, oh, I know what that's about, right? And then weeks later, it plays out in a different way than what I originally thought. So I just want to urge you guys to be careful with that if you're taking this part of the reading seriously. Yes, a phase ends as quickly as it begins, but I don't think it is what you are associating it to be right now as you're listening to this. You have to wait it out to see. All right. But the both of you have what each other needs, has different strengths and abilities here that are useful. It's just a matter of seeing each other from each other's viewpoint, seeing where each other is coming from. Why you like that? It's like, why are you like that? Anyway. All right. But yeah, overall, I think it's a great month. Yes, there's going to be a standstill. Yes, you might be impatient and you might be a little, what is the word? Impulsive in the beginning to make moves, but I wouldn't urge that. I would say wait until you know it's the right time and be patient with the trajectory of how things are playing out, because Jupiter going retrograde. And at the end of the day, remember, you're doing all this for love. So cherish this, nurture this, take care of it, whatever it is. Alrighty. Thank you so much for your time and energy. I always love reading for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful month of October. If you want a personal reading and are interested in seeing what the cards have to say for you personally, I do one-on-one readings. My email is in the description of this video. Shoot me an email. We'll set something up. Other than that, like the video. If you got this far and you got something out of it, I would really appreciate it. Or subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you there. Okay, so we'll see you on the next one. Bye.